Video games are often praised for their ability to immerse you within their world, thanks to a couple factors such as story, characters, and obviously, the world itself. You know a game is doing its job well when a player is able to look around their environment and think about how much they'd love to explore it for themselves. Example, Super Mario. This one I know most of you viewers can look at and think, wouldn't it be so awesome? Wouldn't it be so cool to be
Super Mario in real life?
We aren't here for Mario though, we're here for FNAF! And surprisingly, for as long as the series has been around, you rarely see people talk about its environment. Okay, well, they do, just not in the way I'm about to. Let me set a hypothetical here. Today is my birthday. It's not actually my birthday. And I want to celebrate it at my favorite location, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. There's just one problem. I got a ton to choose from. The only solution that makes sense is to go over every pizzeria from every FNAF game to determine which one is the best. There are 3 categories that these pizzerias will be judged in, that I'll quickly go over now. First, there's food and drinks. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Secondly, activities, which will go over what exactly you're able to do around the location. This isn't to be confused with our third category, the animatronics, which will talk about what special features that specific band has. All of these will be scored via pizza slices, that total 8 per category. The total amount of points each pizzeria can earn is 24, or, 24 pizza slices, because we like to have fun over here. Isn't that right, team?
Hey, Blue, when do I get paid?
So without further ado, let's talk about each FNAF location, starting with
We're waiting every night to finally moment and fight and come as you come to play with us.
this place sucks. Alright, I'll admit, it's a bit early to be this judgmental, but it's pretty obvious Scott wasn't exactly designing a realistic setting for a pizzeria, and more so a scary one. Don't get me wrong, it definitely works in the context of the game, however, it does present a bit of an issue when we're trying to figure out if this pizzeria is any good. Literally the kitchen camera is disabled, making it difficult to even talk about the first category. Thankfully, the environment around the location does clue us in on the food they serve. I mean, we could use our brain here and assume they sell pizza because, I don't know, it's, just a hunch. Now, the types of pizza they're selling actually aren't that hard to figure out. The bathroom camera shows us one with pepperoni. There's also a basic cheese pizza to consider, even if there isn't any proof to back that one up. Surprisingly though, there's proof of dessert. And no, I'm not talking about the cupcake, as there's not one, but 2 drawings made by children of cake being served. With that in mind, I will be giving the food category a 7 out of 8 pizza slices. It has the basics, so there's not much to complain about. Next up, activities. I don't have much to work with here. Again, Scott designing a scary environment over a realistic one is really starting to show. That isn't to say I have nothing to go over. Going back to the drawings, we can use that as something the guests can do. I would assume children would draw while waiting for pizzas or in between animatronic performance, and then yeah, that's practically it. There isn't much evidence to suggest anything like an arcade or a prize corner being around, so yeah, if we want to scrape the bottom of the barrel, the drawings on the wall show gifts being given to children. Granted, this is most likely a thing that only happens on birthdays. Considering all the factors for activities, I'm gonna have to give this pizzeria a 3 out of 8 slices. Unlike the food section, this location seems to be lacking the basic to keep a kid's attention if they aren't eating or watching the band perform. Speaking of which, the animatronics! We know for a fact they sing songs from around their time period. We also know at some point they could move around and interact with guests. But when it comes to exact details of that, beats me. And I'm slowly starting to realize using only one game with 0 source of outside media might be restricting. You know what? Whatever. We're already done covering FNAF 1's location, and when it comes to the animatronics, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 8 pizza slices. If the Fazbear crew can play some tunes from the 80s and, I don't know, give me a high five, I think that would be more than enough for a decent party. Which brings me to the overall score. With all the points tallied up, the first FNAF location scores a 16 out of 24 pizza slices. I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So, this is the best one so far, because it's the only one we've talked about. Let's change that with FNAF 2's location is a bit of an interesting case, as we all know it happens before FNAF 1. That doesn't stop it from being called the new and improved version of, to be fair, a different Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Okay, I'll bite. What new improvements does this place got cooking? A gasp! Nothing! Literally nothing! We're already fumbling with our first category because there's no kitchen in sight. There probably is food somewhere, it's just not in our camera feed for some reason. Now hang on a second, this could be a possibility within the lore. Remember, FNAF 3 introduced a secret room that was hidden in FNAF 1's location that didn't show up within the cameras. So maybe the same logic could be applied to the kitchen. Yes, I'm being serious, how dare you give me that look as if I'm stupid? In all seriousness, Scott's Pizzeria design strikes again in the worst way possible. All I have here to even support the mere concept of this place serving food are the fake ones on the wall, with that being pretty much it. Bringing up the scoring system, I guess I'm gonna have to give this pizzeria establishment a 1 out of 8 pizza slices for potentially not even serving food to begin with. Okay, so food definitely wasn't a strong suit. However, what this place lacks in food, it makes up for in activities. Now, before you ask, yes, I got curious enough to test if someone could actually survive on just activities instead of food, and results were about as good as the inside of my drawer. Shit, I don't have anything in here. Firstly, there's the carousel ride located in the game area. To this day, I'm still wondering why the characters you can ride resemble the first game's animatronic. Whatever, I guess I won't be wondering about that. What I will be wondering is the purpose of this prize corner. This definitely could be considered another thing to do here, it's just puzzling how exactly one wins stuff at this counter. Maybe it has something to do with the game area I just mentioned? Then again, there's only a carousel here, so your guess as to how anyone would win a prize is as good as mine. Moving our attention to the party room, there is plenty of stuff here to fill us in on what fun activities you could do, like drawing. You know what, not the greatest first starter. Okay, so something we haven't mentioned yet are arts and crafts, which is something we could add to the list of activities since we see paper pals on the wall. Alright, so we got carousel, drawing, and potentially earning some prizes. Oh, and can't forget the paper pals. You know what they say, the true prize counters were the paper pals we made along the way. It was me who said that, I said that. Considering what we have to work with, I'll have to give activities a 4 out of 8 pizza slices. When you get down to it, half of the things I mentioned you can literally do at the comfort of your own home. I doubt the paper they have is a special Freddy Fazbear brand that's gonna make me drive there in a heartbeat. The carousel most definitely wouldn't be anything amazing to go on more than once, and the prize counter exists. Hopefully our next topic, the animatronics, leaves me with more to say. Well, that was wishful thinking. Of course, the animatronics have the basics of being able to move around, sing songs, and yeah. We know for a fact they're at least good with kids thanks to the Night 4 call. That's still all we got though, for the main 3 that is. Mangle brings something different to the table because it's common knowledge that Mangle didn't exactly always look like that, and instead was torn apart by kids over time. While this wasn't an intentional feature, it's most definitely one that is popular, and from the looks of it, a pretty fun time. A lesser activity that you have to take with a grain of salt is Balloon Boy giving out guest balloons. I mean, what else would this thing be doing? Another thing for the animatronics you need to take with a bunch of salt is being able to jam with the puppet in the prize counter. I could dream of it. Overall, we got animatronics that don't do anything crazy, ones that we can break apart, and ones we don't exactly know the purpose of, yet can still make safe assumptions on based on the surroundings. How does it scale up to our scoring system? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give the animatronics here about 5 out of 8 pizza slices. The final score probably would have gone lower if it weren't for Mangle. Even then, that's a pretty generous number because it so would have went down without Mangle. Because let's be real for a moment, how many establishments will let you destroy their animatronics? Maybe Chuck E. Cheese if they still need an extra hand. Now for the final scoring. Putting all the points together across 3 categories, and this pizzeria is sitting at a 10 out of 24 pizza slices. Would we consider this a step backwards or not? FNAF 2 is a prequel after all, so I'm not gonna worry about it. We got worse things to worry about, such as FNAF 3 is the first to not take place at a pizzeria. Instead, we're in a horror attraction known as Fazbear's Fright. Since this is so different from what we've gone over, I feel it's fair to approach it differently. How, I hear you ask? Well, putting on this thingamajig.
And now we're in the world of Freddy's. Now, you might be asking me, Blue, why did you take us to a horror attraction? You're probably the scariest thing we're gonna see. Alright, so entering Fazbear's Fright, it's got a good opener. You got a poster here of my new Freddy's. Got the weird, scary walls. Ooh, there's the light above. Gonna edit a montage here, I think. Future Blue. Please edit a montage here. Continuing down these hallways, it's still pretty good. I honestly would enjoy this as an experience, not so much a birthday party, which is why I'm kind of handling it differently, but oh, see, that could be a good jump scare. That's a good one, dude. High five. So anyways, moving on, Foxy, pretty good. Moving right along, more lights for spooky effects. There's that there for some reason. I didn't do that. Moving down, it's a nice greenish environment. It looks scary, but I'm gonna be honest, overall, it's not worth substance. I just don't see why Fazbear. What was that? Was that your attempt to? You were trying to scare me there? Was that it?
Yeah.
That's the big payoff of this attraction.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
I hope there's a gift shop over there for your crusty skin. I hope Fazbear Entertainment sells some lotion for you. What is that? You are the most unscary thing here. I was being generous for this video. This attraction is not even scary. It's not great. There are no guards that you can...
Hi.
Overall, this place, I don't know how we'd score it based on the categories we have. Let's just judge it on one subject and one subject only. And that's if I had fun. No, I didn't. 3 out of 8 pizza slices. It's a good thing this place ended up burning down because I do not imagine this place being all too popular. Honestly, I think this place got more money from the insurance company than it ever would have with customers. Thankfully, the next place we're talking about is more in line with a pizzeria. So let's see how well it stacks up.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through. Ah, fuck! What the fuck? Oh!
I know what you're thinking. Blue, you stupid blue thing. FNAF 4 takes place in a house. What are you gonna do? Sell me a house? Well, I have thought about being a real estate agent at some point, but no. What I am gonna be covering is Fredbear's Family Diner. First up, food. With a name like Fredbear's Family Diner, you'd think we have a lot to go through. If we're looking at FNAF 4 by itself, I'm pretty much empty-handed. I didn't want to do this, but we're out of options. Jumping forward to Security Breach, we're able to use 2 posters that showed they at least have pizza for a meal and milkshake for a drink. I know, how excited 2 out of 8 pizza slices. Onwards to activities. Yeah, there literally is nothing to do here. We see people with masks and toys from the diner, but no connection to anything in particular. Maybe they came from winning tickets or a straight up purchase. Maybe even balloons, I don't know. Gonna have to cut this one short for obvious reasons and give activities a 1 out of 8 pizza slices. Moving on to the animatronics, I'm happy to report something interesting this time. Fredbear and Spring Bonnie may not exactly have special features themselves, however, their ability to both function as animatronics and suit come with benefits. Yep, take that for what it's worth because that's all the unique things about them. In some ways though, I'd argue the Springlock suits could be better for personal interaction than the free roam feature later designs would get. With that in mind, how would I rate these animatronics? I'd say a 5 out of 8 pizza slices is fair. It's pretty cool within Fredbear's Family Diner, the illusion of the characters being alive can always be maintained, thanks to the suits being able to be used both on and off stage. You know, it isn't like when they want the characters to walk around the pizzeria, they just put a curtain around the animatronics, and then an employee puts on a suit that has a completely different look than the one on stage. Totaling all the points together, Fredbear Family Diner sits at an 8 out of 24 pizza slices. I think I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Here comes the part where I hope the next one is better, only for it to be even worse. Hang on, what even comes next?
Yo! Ah!
There's not even a place to look over. We literally have nothing to work with here. It's over. Unless we look at the books. Or, more specifically, the Fourth Closet graphic novel. You might be asking me, what's so bad about the graphic novels? For starters, it doesn't even have the name Pizza World. Hang on, I'ma just... Yeah. First up, food. Geez, what do you guys think they have here? If you want something more direct as to what type of pizza they have, there's actually a panel showing a customer in the distance eating a single pepperoni pizza. Yummy. I don't think you guys understand how huge this is for me. This is the first real evidence of pizza being served at any of these locations. And honestly, after hours worth of researching, oh, it feels so good knowing they sell pizza. Also later in the book, we can see a cotton candy machine. It then gets destroyed, so I don't know if we'll be eating out of it anytime soon, but I thought I'd mention it. That isn't it in terms of food reveal in the books, as I've heard within the Fazbear Fright series that a goodie bag is given with candy and toys inside. Now 1, I'm not saying that last part is food, and 2, by heard, I mean I saw this on a wiki and have no idea where this originates from. And I'll be damned if I'm looking through the series to find out where it comes from. Like, come on guys, I'm not that much of a FNAF nerd. It was mentioned in Fazbear's Fright 4, Step Closer, page 54. You think that's all I know? No, because plot twist, this game isn't useless after all. The minigames show that cupcakes are also something they serve, and ice cream. So, based on the little info we have to work with, I'm gonna have to give food here a 6 out of 8 pizza slices. It has both a blend of old and new to keep the menu interesting. Moving on to activities, and you'll realize there's actually things to talk about this time. The 4th closet shows that the location has ball pits, climbing towers, a good merry-go-round, and an arcade. I can't believe it. Things to do that are fun. Just look at the merry-go-round. This is also our first time seeing any arcade show up in this video, and it's about what you'd expect. A couple of video games, a spinning wheel, plus one of those punching machines I'm sure countless people have hurt themselves trying to use. To top things off, there's a mirror maze, and that's about it for activities. With all these fun things in mind, I'm gonna give our first perfect score of 8 out of 8 pizza slices. Lastly, for this pizzeria, we have to talk about the animatronics. You know, part of my job is already done for me, at least for Circus Baby. The opening cutscene assisted location lists off all her special features. All I have to do is play the clip.
She can dance, she can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
Things she can do alone already give the Circus animatronics a major advantage over anything we've gone over previously. As we all know though, there's still 3 more to talk about. These guys may not have an exact list, but we could still use how they both look and act within the game to make reasonable assumptions. Funtime Freddy and Bonbon would probably work off each other in a comedic style, similar to a ventriloquist act. Laura would most definitely show off some beautiful dance moves, and
What's that fox thing do?
well, actually, I don't know, that's a good question. If I had to take a guess based on sister location and ultimate custom night, I would say Funtime Foxy was a theater kid of sorts. That's about it without delving too much into fanon ideas. Overall, what a strong... I forgot to mention mini arenas. Oh. So anyways, what a strong lineup this is. Every single animatronic brings something unique to the table, and for that, I'm happy to give our second perfect score back-to-back of an 8 out of 8 pizza slices. In total, Circus Baby's Pizza World earns a 21 out of 24 pizza slices. If I'm being honest, sister location being in the lead is shocking to me because, well, the game doesn't even take place in a pizzeria. Thanks to being carried by other FNAF media though, it's safe to say Circus Baby's Pizza World earns the title of the best pizzeria, for now.
Michael, don't leave me here. Michael, help me.
We're both thinking the same question right now. How do you judge a pizzeria that is customizable? Well, I'm going to be judging Pizza Sim, or known in universe as Freddy's Pizza Place, based on the best items you can get. The reason for that is because I want to be reviewing these pizzerias at their absolute best. Plus, both Security Breach and Help Wanted 2 insinuate some of the nicer things were bought with what remains. Firstly, let's go over food. Pizza, duh. Granted, we know for a fact that cheese is real this time around. Cool. This part I'm a bit uncertain about if it counts, but I'll still mention how at the start of Pizza Sim, you can design your own pizza. The reason I'm on the fence about counting that is because the design literally does not matter and never shows up in the game. So I'll just be sharing the toppings and leaving this one up to you guys. If we want to switch to our sweet tooth, we have Gumball Swivel Hands giving out gumballs and Candy Cadet passing out candy. Then if we want to wash it all down, we have the choice between Lemonade Clown and Fruit Punch Clown. Now personally, I don't think I have it in me to walk up to one of these things and look it in the eyes as I take liquid out of it. That aside, we're already done and we're ready to score. I'm going to be giving the food here a 7 out of 8 pizza slices. Yes, the only reason it's not perfect is, again, the awkward few seconds I'd have to endure looking at this thing as I, get my drink. Up next, activities. Some stuff we've already seen like getting goodies, climbing areas, ball pits, and balloons, so I won't be spending too much time on those. Instead, I'll be talking about what's new. This place introduces one of the first musical related items like pizza disco and a jukebox. Secondly, there's a rocket you can ride. Thirdly, here's a candy cadet mention, as you can go to them for stories. Fourthly, you have the arcade, except we have details on what the arcade machines are. There's Midnight Motorist, where you try to drive to the end while avoiding crashing into the other vehicles. Fruity Maze, where you play as a little girl collecting fruits. Carnival Hoops, where you earn points by shooting hoops. A duck pond, where you pick up ducks to earn as much points as possible. And lastly, there's a ride called Gravity Vortex, which sign me up for. Yeah, overall, I could see myself spending a while here, and for that, I'm going to be giving another perfect score of 8 out of 8 pizza slices. We've had 2 successful categories. Will Pizza Place go out with a bang? Meh. I don't really see a point of going over the animatronics that don't have anything remarkable about them. They do just about what you expect them to do. I'll make this one quick and just give a 5 out of 8 pizza slices because while there isn't anything special about them, I do enjoy their designs. Okay, wait, I take back the part where I said these animatronics don't have anything remarkable about them. Mr. Hippo does have amazing stories. That's all. Overall, Pizza Place is coming out with a 20 out of 24 pizza slices. It's one short of the score of the previous pizzeria. Therefore, Circus Baby's Pizza World is still the best and probably will remain that way. What could possibly top it? Oh my fizzy fazz. This video has gone from me having nothing to work with to having too much to work with. Now yes, this pizzeria from afar looks like any kid's dream, from the junk food, amazing attractions, to animatronics who will be your best friend till the end. Here's the thing, do these actually have substance? Quality over quantity, folks, and no better is that said than with the food, because what is this? Pizza shake? Burger shake? Veggie pizza? Ugh, nasty patty. Huge shout out for the wiki for having these items because I don't know if I could have done this alone. Will I be able to cover every single thing? Probably not. I'm bound to miss something. Here goes a pathetic attempt though. You got pizza with different variants such as cheese, meat, and not meat. There's also a mac and cheese, alfredo pasta, pizza pasta, spinach pasta. Moving towards snack, you have popcorn, kettle popcorn, cheese popcorn, pretzels, stuffed pretzels, and cinnamon pretzels. If you enjoy wieners in your mouth, you can get a hot dog, burger dog, chili dog, and a corn dog. Then you got ones that are straight up weird, like Brussels sprouts. Like, really? Brussels sprouts? In this economy? Can't forget such lovely desserts such as deep fried cookies, fried cheesecake, oversized birthday cakes, and the 2 infamous shakes mentioned earlier. We haven't even covered character branded food like Fizzy Faz, daycare attendant candies. Heck, maybe we should even consider glitter glue to the list. It for sure isn't something you should be consuming, but like, have you seen the menu? I'll be slurping that glitter glue away if it means no burger shake! There's also Mexican food. I like Mexican food. On the subject of that, can we look at these prices? I never mentioned if we had a budget when going to the pizzerias, and that still stays true, but like, come on, it's still ridiculous. I've seen plenty to give the score of 4 out of 8 pizza slices. The prices are terrible, and burger shakes exist. The activities, thankfully, are a massive improvement. Rockstar Row alone is a joy to look around, as it feels like a mini Fazbear museum, with tons of props to look at and neat cutouts to pose with. Around here are the animatronic screen rooms where guests can meet their favorite characters. This part of the Pizzaplex by itself is already amazing, yet things get even better at the Glamrock's main attraction. This is where the real stuff matters. That's right, let's get right into it at Glamrock Beauty Salon. What do you want me to say? I'm more interested into seeing how many people go to the Pizzaplex for the beauty salon alone. Sadly, I don't have a data to share, so Mazer size. This Chica themed section is easily one of the weakest attractions for obvious reasons. I lied about the beauty salon. I now want to know how many people go to the Pizzaplex for this. In here you'll find plenty of area to do all sorts of exercise, plus a maze nearby that changes every hour. I hate it. Gator Golf is an indoor golf course themed around Monty Gator. The environment, golf course, and everything in between is outstanding. I only have one tiny question. Why the hell is there an arcade machine where you can play golf? Scratch that. How does a guest normally get up to the catwalk? There's a ride here, plus shooting ball thingamajigs that go right into a bucket. So clearly this is an area people are allowed to go in. I'm just saying, if I have to get here by going through Mazer size, I'm not going to this section at all. Moving next door to Kids Cove, we'll find plenty of better things to do. There's play structures, slides, and cardboard cutouts that have their eyes glow free of charge. If we aren't in a pirate mood, we can always make our way to Bonnie Bowl. Can I just say, this might be one of my favorite locations from the game, like stylistically. Yes, the game where every room is filled with bright, pretty neon lights, and I like the area where single dads reside. What else could you need? It's a bowling alley, and a cool one at that. That isn't to say the attraction downstairs is something to scoff at. Roxy Raceway centers around Roxanne Wolf in a fast-paced indoor go-kart track. It's a shame that within Security Breach we never get to drive around ourselves. Until now, may I introduce a fan Roblox game that has no connection to the official series. Please don't question things, I just want a racing section in the video. Kablam, I am thriving right now. Thriving, look at me ahead. I am out here thriving. Oh. Okay, so I don't know the opposite of thriving, but I'm experiencing that right now. Oh, wait. Now you're unthriving. I'm not thriving. I'm not thriving. Guys, I'm not thriving! Come on, give me a comeback. They don't know the techniques like I do. They don't know you gotta go side to side when you go up a ramp. Look at them. They're gonna go the pathetic way. They're gonna just go up. They think that everything is just straight life. No. That's not how we do things around here. Come on. Let me give it to them. Come on. Let my Dorito Lambo show them what this thing can do. Come on. Hey bitch, get out of here with your Nokia go-kart. I'm up here in my Dorito themed Lambo. What do you got? If what I experience is anything to go by, I can confirm, racing is fun. Is it as fun as Fazbear? Yeah, obviously. The main star of the show gets a laser tag attraction. We know for certain they have a capture the flag mode, but it's unclear if they have normal laser tag. Going back upstairs, and we're now at the Fazcade. The main arcade zone comes with a ton of games with a nearby dance floor. We'll get into more detail about that last part later. For now, let me ask the question. What good is an arcade without a prize counter? Thankfully there is one where you get plushies, piñatas, shirts, and other types of goodies. One of the last areas we'll be covering is the daycare. The daycare is a large playground filled with play structures, small homes, small castles, ball pits, and tables for potentially arts and crafts. With both this line from Sun and Help 1 and 2 having minigames centered around making paper pals, it's more than safe to assume that arts and crafts is something you could do here. You can also do this. Nearby the daycare, there's the Fazbear Theater, where you can watch movies and stand-up comedy. It's unknown for certain what exactly plays though. If I had to take a guess, I would say anything Fazbear made, like Freddy on tour. There's actually a poster nearby that suggests the theater does play original movies, as the poster advertises a Foxy adventure film. I think now I could finally bring up the scoring system, because that should be about it. Well, who am I kidding? I probably forgot the fast tax room where you can go in and pay your taxes or something, I don't know. Anyways, the scoring. I'm gonna be giving it a 8 out of 8 pizza slices. It's most definitely overwhelming just how much stuff there is, but at the end of the day, it's still the mega Pizzaplex. Why wouldn't you want to hang out here? Now for our last category for the last pizzeria, the animatronics. The Glamrocks are really advanced for what they are. They're the most sentient of the entire franchise, bursting with a ton of personality. The only characters I can think of that are on par with how alive they are the Circus animatronics. When it comes to their functionality, they can perform on stage that isn't just going side to side. They can hold items within their chest to give guests gifts, piñatas, and oversized birthday cakes. And lastly, have fire come out of their fingers. The last two parts I mentioned are only ever done by Freddy, yet I'm still going to be counting it as a general thing all the Glamrocks can do. It would be weird if it was only Freddy who could do those things. Like, what happens if I'm having a Roxanne Wolf themed party and I need my birthday candles lit? Do I really need to wait for Freddy because he's the only one who can light things on fire? Again, I'm only saying the main ones can do that. Speaking of which, we should quickly go over the other animatronics. There's the daycare attendants who can switch between day and night. In moon form, we can see him fly around, while in sun mode, as mentioned earlier, he can offer arts and crafts. I have zero reasons to believe that they can't interchange when it comes to their abilities. Like Sun, I'm sure can fly around, and Moon, well, now that I think about it, he only comes out when it's to put kids to sleep. So maybe the arts and crafts stuff isn't something he does often. I think that's why he's so grumpy. You need to drink some glitter glue here and there. Last up, DJ Music Man. In the Fazcade, he can be seen performing music in his booth for all who enter. He can also climb the area and go through the many holes on the walls. I'm considering this a thing he already does as a performance when he isn't in his booth. Overall, what a strong... I forgot to mention mini music, man. Wait, who even are you and how'd you get my number? Overall, I'm going to be giving the animatronics at the Pizzaplex an 8 out of 8 pizza slices. Their colorful personalities mixed with their features ready for any birthday party of any sort makes them an easy contender for Best Pizzeria. That brings me to the final score of the Mega Pizzaplex, along with which pizzeria won. The final score for the Mega Pizzaplex is a 20 out of 24 pizza slices. You heard that right, folks. By the logic of my scoring system, I theoretically think Pizza Place and Pizzaplex are equal. Doesn't even matter because neither of them are the winner. The best pizzeria is actually Circus Baby's Pizza World, winning by 1 whole point. Honestly, I was expecting the Mega Pizzaplex to overthrow everything, even Circus Baby's Pizza World, and be the number 1. I guess that's not the case, and I'll now be spending my birthday at Circus Baby's Pizza World. If you disagree that this is the best pizzeria, feel free to comment and let me know where you'd go out of all the locations I've talked about. In the meantime, I'll be here chilling with Funtime Freddy. Isn't that right?
Hey, can I get paid now?